Hey you guys, I'm Funky Like Feathers, and today we're gonna find out if your assumptions about me are true. So I asked online to see kind of what some of your assumptions about me were, and we're gonna go over whether or not some of those are true. So the first one comes from Madwada, and she actually wanted to assume that I had the healthiest vegan diet. So let's think about that for a second. So healthy. So Morningstar has these chicken nuggets that are actually vegan. See that up there in the corner? Vegan. Then this company is awesome. They have a bunch of different products. Gardein, these are meatless meatballs. They also have a like ground meat, so it's like a meatless ground. And they also have like Asian chicken. And then Magnum came out with plant-based ice cream bars. These are amazing. I would eat one of these every day if I could afford it. More vegan ice cream, plant-based. This one is pistachio and caramel. Here's the Asian chicken from Gardein. Super awesome. It's very easy to throw one of these in a pot with like a bag of frozen broccoli and just cook that up for dinner. It's awesome and it tastes so good. My kid eats it up. Then there are the foods that you don't realize are vegan all the time. Things like Wheat Thins, Oreos, by the way. Oreos are vegan, thank you very much. So there's stuff like that that I eat. And I don't eat this kind of stuff all the time, but I do eat this stuff frequently enough to not be considered the most healthy vegan diet. Let's just put it that way. So Madwada, I am so sorry to disappoint you there, but I am not the healthiest vegan that you will meet. There's also milkless chocolate that I have back there in that top drawer, right there. Don't tell my kid. All right, so the next one comes from someone named Samantha, and her assumption was that I am sarcastic AF. What on earth would give you that impression, young lady? Yes, I am sarcastic AF, absolutely. And it comes, sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's not such a good thing, because there are times when people don't realize that you're being sarcastic and then you have to kind of explain yourself and then it's just kind of ruined when people don't understand that you are being sarcastic. And then sometimes they just think that you're crazy. So that happens all the time. I mean, there's pros and cons to being sarcastic. So Richard asked a question. He said, veggie burger, yay or nay? Now, burger was put in quotation marks here. I don't know what the quotation marks are for. I mean, a burger patty is a burger patty. It's just one's made out of veggies and the other one's made out of death and destruction. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the veggie burger. I like veggie burgers. Sometimes I am a big fan of the Impossible Burger. Also, the Boca Burger is pretty good. Beyond Burger is amazing. There are some veggie burgers though that, man, they need to go back to the drawing board. So it just kind of depends on the brand, but you know, when all else fails, throw a big portobello mushroom on there and I'm good to go. So, you know, keeping it simple. And I mean, seriously, if you have not tried the Impossible Burger, I totally challenge you to go out and try it. A lot of people are finding out that it tastes exactly like a regular burger. And when I first had it, it actually made me feel uncomfortable because of how accurate the texture was. And like you squeeze it and the beet juice comes out and looks like blood. So it actually kind of creeps me out the first time I had it. But if you haven't tried it, I totally think you should try it. It's a really good burger. So yeah, veggie burger, totally down. I love a good burger. All right, Ashley, you assumed that I'm a caffeine addict. Young lady, got my number. So I'm kind of a caffeine addict, I guess you could say, because I do absolutely have a cup of coffee every single day. However, I really don't drink like buckets of coffee all the time, and I don't have coffee all day, every day. I do drink a lot of water. So that's kind of, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, like, do I need to have a cup of coffee? Yeah, probably. Otherwise, at this point, I'm pretty sure I would get like a throbbing headache if I did not drink a cup of coffee in the morning. But you know, that's also kind of the highlight of my day, is having a cup of coffee. So I do it for more than just the anti-headache, I guess. But yeah, that one's probably true. Last but not least, we have, I was assumed to be smart and driven. Well, if you're going, okay, so there's different kinds of smart. So let's talk about that first. All right, so there is book smart, And then there is like street smart or like life smart. So book smart, yes, I'm very intelligent. If I, toot my own horn there. Yes, I am very intelligent. I have a degree, all that kind of fun stuff. I love learning. So it just kind of comes with the territory. Now, when you go to street smarts, okay, that's where it starts to get kind of dicey. All right, because there's certain things that just don't always click. And so, all right, so there's this one time back at band camp, just kidding. So my mom loves to tell this story because I sound like a total ditz. And we were in the car, and this is back in the day where you had cassette tapes that you could play in the car. And I went to go put in this cassette, and it wouldn't go into the tape player. And this tape player wasn't, like where the whole thing opened. It was shaped like the tape. So it was long and skinny on one side, and it got fat where, the thing goes, okay, that's the shape of the tape. All right, so it's long, and then it got wider. So you knew which direction the tape went in. So you could only flip it, that way. So I'm trying to shove the tape in the tape player, and it will not go in. I cannot figure out what is wrong for the life of me. And after a few minutes of trying everything I could possibly try, my mother just very simply said, push the eject button. There was already a tape in the tape player, and I didn't think to push the eject button. It's stuff like that where, sometimes the street smarts just don't quite click. That's one of the examples. I know there's like tons more, but yes, I am smart. Driven, that depends on the day, because there are some days where I'm like super gung-ho, and it's usually a Monday. I love Mondays. I'm like, yeah, let's do this new week. And then there are other days where I want to do absolutely nothing, and I just want to sit around and read or write for the day, and that's about it. And I could totally live in a cabin while it rains outside and do a whole lot of nothing. So it just kind of depends on the day. But overall, I guess you could say I'm driven. I just get bored really easily. That's kind of the way I'd look at it. I get really bored. So like the reason that I was personal trainer and boot camp instructor for 6 years is because after I had my daughter, I was bored out of my mind because I didn't have a job. And so I made one for myself. I gave myself a job at that point because I had nothing else to do. So that's kind of what it comes down to. I just don't like being bored. Any other assumptions you guys have of me, let me know down in the comments. What is the #1 assumption that people have of you? Let me know down in the comments, and let's talk about these. I think they're kind of fun sometimes. I get a lot of weird assumptions because of the purple hair. I get a lot of assumptions because of all the tattoos that I have. I've had a lot of interesting interactions with people because of my tattoos. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what it is you get as your assumption, and let's discuss it down in the comments. I will see you guys again on Mean Mug Monday. Have a great weekend.